Okay. This is always weird. Hello. Someone joined. I'm still getting used to. Oh, there. The camera's up here. Hi. Yeah. Sorry, I have two cameras. I forget which one I pick. So anyway, yes. Hello. Okay. Maud Hi, Alex. Hi. Okay. Promise Neverland. So I think, and people will, I guess ask. I'll talk to people about it later. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh, so many people. Second live chat, and I'm actually on time. Excellent. In fact, I'm a little early because I was just sitting around and had no idea what to do. So I decided to do this. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, I decided the Samurai Champloo. It was a fun show, but it's just not for me. So sub 41 or Zub 41R, it's going really well. It's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, so oh, thank you. CJ West '08. Did you graduate from college or high school in '08? So or it's just a number that you enjoy. I mean, anyway. So, oh really? What are so I'm a teacher and it's I'm just kind of born to teach people. Invariably, people ask me questions and I just go for it. Um, okay, I'm glad to hear that Liberty is Rising 88 because we graduated high school in '08. Okay, well, I this will kind of give you an idea of how old I am. I definitely graduated college in '08, so that can let everyone know that yes, I am in my 30s. Um, yeah, I really liked Cowboy Bebop, but then again, I watched Cowboy Bebop when I had swine flu, so that's a thing, and so I don't really remember a whole lot about it. Do remember the end though, because I was starting to get better. So studying for university is super stressful. See, thank you, 22. Ha. um, so yeah, I actually loved studying. I love college. I love all that stuff. So if someone would pay me a livable wage to be a student for the rest of my life, I would do that. From Mexico. Excellent. So I've never been to Mexico, but I want to be. So I assume Katerina and Cami, and Liberty Rising know each other. Um, from France. Chris's parents were just in France, and that's all I have for that one. I want to go, but that's it. So anyway, yeah. So I think I'm going to be doing, um, oh, what is it? Something other than Samurai Champloo. People are giving me so many recommendations, and so I think I am going to. I think I'm going to be watching maybe the first episode of like 4 or 5 anime, and then I'm going to just run with whatever I'm feeling. And I think that's, and then, like, I don't know. That doesn't mean that I won't like all of them, but hi from America. Hi from America too. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I'm so jumbled right now. I'm just, yeah, even though you're dropping Samurai Champloo, we have I know it is so true. We only have a month left, and I'm really, 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 really excited for that. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm gonna pick the first, like maybe first episode of like 5 different anime. I'm gonna watch them all, and Promise Neverland will be one of them. So, and yes, I do like women protagonists, but I also like men protagonists, and I like, animal protagonist. As long as it's a good character with a great story arc, I don't really care who they are. So, Gabriel, I don't speak Spanish, but I can see that you are from Argentina. So I will be sort of in your neck of the woods in November because Chris and I are honeymooning in Chile. At least that's what we're thinking now. We might change it later. So character first, characteristic second, right? That is absolutely true. Absolutely Liberty Rising. So I'm great, Dontrell. I am wonderful. I'm really enjoying this. So let's see. The first episode of Fate Zero is an hour long. That is good to know. And so the rest of them aren't like that, I assume. It's kind of like when you watch, for any of those, if you have watched Battlestar Galactica, like the first episode on the DVD is so long, like so long. And then you realize it's because it's several episodes that they squished together. Can I use you as a human footstool? I mean, it depends on how stable you are. I don't know what to do with that. Does Chris watch my reactions? Yes, he does sometimes. He actually, so we don't live together. Like I have my place and he has his. And so, but so he wants to hear my voice in the morning. So he sometimes puts on my reactions because he's that wonderful and adorable. So anyway, so he sometimes listens to my reactions like over his coffee and stuff. So yes, do I know Libya? Of course I know Libya. I may be from America, but I feel like I'm generally well educated. So yes, Battlestar Galactica is probably one of my favorite shows I've ever seen. Just absolutely loving it. Let's see. I'm his waifu. I assume that means like wannabe wife, which is true because, you know, he put a ring on it. So so I will be his actual wife very soon. Yeah, you know, he's super cute. I love the guy. He's great. And we actually went for a thank you, Alex Johnson, for deleting whatever Defly Motti put. So I have no idea what it was because Alex was wonderful and got rid of it. Thank you, Daniel. But yeah, so we actually went for a hike this morning because it is freaking beautiful today, like 70 and just perfect. So we went for a hike this morning with the dog, and yes, I have never been to Europe, and that is upsetting because I have watched so many documentaries on the architecture of Europe, like the white garment of churches, art of the Western world. I grew up actually in an art museum where my parents are art collectors. So they would collect a lot of etchings and woodcuts and stuff. And so I was really art educated, particularly Western Europe. And so, but for some bizarre reason, my dad doesn't like to travel. And so I just he likes to travel to Disney World, which is awesome because I love Disney World, but we've just never been to Europe. So, oh, thank you. 9 months. That's a while. So thank you. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. So, I mean, I'm glad that I'm here for this chat, but I really want to be outside. I'm not going to lie. So I'm sacrificing beautiful weather. Do I enjoy true crime documentaries? It depends on the purpose of the documentary. I love true crime podcasts. This is fine because it's animated and I clearly know that people aren't being eaten by giants. But when I find about like real people being murdered, that just like, I had a former student, he was murdered. And so ever since then, I've just, my threshold for being able to handle those types of things is really, really rough. Oh, thank you. Teacher of the Year 2019. Man, that would be, I mean, I'm not going to be Teacher of the Year. I think this is probably my last year teaching. just because I love my students, I love all that, but I just kind of need to take a step back. So, and I want to make more money. I mean, I know that sounds mercenary, but I do because teachers don't make a lot. And if I were to go places in Europe, where would I go? Everywhere. Literally everywhere. I can't think of a single country in Europe that I'm like, you know what? I'm really not interested in going there. Like I think there's some cities that I'm not interested in going to. But there's no country that I'm like, no. What am I going to be doing when I'm not a teacher? Gosh, I don't know. I don't. I have no clue. But so one of the main reasons, again, why I want to leave teaching is I don't like having to go to work at 7 a.m. every morning. And there's a reason for that. I don't mind going to work early, but Chris and I, we're Christian, and we're not the marginal American Christian where like you only go on Christmas and Easter. The church that we attend, actually 2 churches, sometimes 3, depending on timing. But there's one church that has services in the mornings, and we would like to go in the mornings at 7. So I've never been able to go really because I'm always teaching. So I would love to switch jobs so that I can actually go to morning prayer in the mornings. So that's definitely something. I'm probably not going to upload a reaction tonight because it's 5 o'clock already. And it takes me a couple hours to do one. And I have to trim my hedges outside, which are steadily rising above the level of my windows. So I will be doing that after this. So, private tutoring, I'm not going to be Miss Heisenberg. I'm not going to start selling drugs. Don't worry. That is actually one of the countries that I just really have no interest in not countries, cities. I really have no interest in going to Amsterdam. I just don't. Just like I don't really have much interest in going to Colorado for drug use. That's not my thing. I do want to go to Egypt. Oh my gosh, I so want to go to Egypt. So we'll see. Chris loves to travel. He's actually very well traveled. So he's been to Turkey several times, been to Egypt. I'm pretty sure he's been to China. Yes. Maybe not. Maybe it was just his dad. South America, all sorts of places. So we're going to go travel once we get married. Yes. So I haven't quite decided which. Oh, am I single? Andre, I'm engaged. Sorry. I am very not single. I have not been single for maybe 15, 16 months. So, and have I ever thought about adding TV series reactions? Can I please twerk? No, but hilarious story about twerking where so as you can tell, I'm white and I'm not like in high school. So I had not a lot of exposure to whatever you call it. Hold on a second. Christian, have you picked a new show yet? Or are you gonna? No, I'm gonna look at the poll and I'm gonna pick and some other things people have recommended. I'm actually gonna be watching the first 5 episodes, or like the first episode of 5 anime, and then I'm going to pick based on that what like really jumps out, what characters I really find compelling, and if it's one series, that's what I'm gonna run with. If it's multiple series, I think juggling 3 series might be a bit too much, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So, and Christian, thank you so much. Like, wow. I like that, Lana. Don't be creepy. Next time it'll be removed. Anyway, back to my twerking story where I actually learned how to mediocrely twerk from some former female students who were trying to teach me how to dance, and they realized that I was a lost cause. I have no rhythm, really. I mean, I sort of do, but like, I can't move like that. I just can't. Yes, Promise Neverland and Death Note are both going to be in the 5. So, and I think in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So I think it's going to be, it might subject to change, but so far it's going to be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Promise Neverland, Death Note. Let's see, the one that has a semicolon in it. And so I think those are going to be, is Steins Gate the one that has a semicolon? Because I think that's the one that I'm going to be doing. And then there's one more that I will be doing. So, okay, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Case L. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. I am ignorant. We thought about going to Spain for our honeymoon, but we didn't want to worry about jet lag. So we picked Chile because our thought was that's like, it's still in our time zone, but it's the closest thing we maybe could get to Spain in this hemisphere. Spain is definitely on the list, just not for a week trip. Dubbing is better. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood dubbing is better than subbing. Okay, well that's, I think what I'll probably do, once I figure out, I don't know, maybe I will watch I'll talk to Dawn about it, honestly. I'll talk to Dawn and be like, which one's better? And she'll tell me, but I will absolutely take your comments into account. Okay, yeah. What? I would love to go to Morocco, just not for our honeymoon because we only have a week because of his work, and I assume I will have another job by that point in time. So we can only be gone. I only want to take off 5 days of work. So we want to make sure that we don't have because as you get older, you're less able to adjust circadian rhythms. And so jet lag hits you harder. So I've heard. Let's see. Your subtitle, elitist. Okay, Dominic, that is good to know. So did I vote for Trump? No, I didn't. I did not vote for Trump, but I also did not vote for Hillary either. So I couldn't stomach either of them. And I vote pretty much every single time for every single thing, including, I'm sure if there was, everything, including do we put in new sidewalks in front of 100 and whatever streets, elementary school? Heck yeah, we put in sidewalks. I vote for everything, but that was actually the only time that I have not voted for something. Just couldn't do it. Ron Paul. I don't want to talk about politics. I actually used to work in politics. And I was not, it did not bring out the best parts of me. And I want to be nice and friendly and optimistic and a ray of sunshine. And so I gave up politics, and it's probably one of the best decisions I ever made. Yes, it is. It is lagging. I'm going to try something, and I don't know if this is going to, I kind of want to change cameras, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. So next time I will not use this camera. I will just use my webcam on my computer. I think that's the problem. Let's see. Barry became an aggressive dictator as a politician. Glad that arc is over. No, I feel like I got into arguments easier. I got upset by things easier. I cared about things that were really not that important in the broad scheme of things. I feel like being genuinely caring for your fellow man is way more important than a lot of other things. So anyway. The great Gabiru Sama, what country what country are you from that's politics are awesome? Oh, what is my favorite genre of anime? Well, I don't know, and that's a crappy answer. I know that. So I pretty much only watch a lot of action adventure anime. I haven't really watched a ton of mystery or romance except for Yuri on Ice, which I actually really liked. So my favorite genre of anime is good anime with good storytelling. That's what I go for. If it has a good story, I don't really care if it's fantasy or sci-fi or if it's I mean, heck, if it has a really awesome story arc and really great character development, I'd watch an anime about volleyball. Like, which I understand there are anime volleyball or volleyball animes. But yeah, it's all about like what is like just great character development. Um yeah, so that's super dude. I do notice you. I do. So yes, I feel like I should post something at the bottom that says I'm watching the first episodes of 5 different anime, and then I will pick from those. And I will post my reactions to each one of those. So you'll be able to get my reactions. So yeah. Am I looking forward to Game of Thrones? No. I don't watch Game of Thrones because um I used to, and books are better. So, am I looking forward to the next Game of Thrones book? Yes. But in terms of the series, I don't know. There is so much sex, like so much sex in Game of Thrones, so much nudity. And I mean, if the sex and the nudity are going to progress the story in a productive and interesting way, no problem with it. But a lot of these conversations that were had in a brothel, just full of naked women, I'm like, this could have been had, this conversation could have been had in a stable or in just a hallway without naked women. Why are you doing this? So I just kind of yes, there is so much sex. I'm talking about Game of Thrones. That's what I'm saying. So yes, that's why I don't watch Game of Thrones because I think there are other things that are more interesting and compelling at this point. And by the way, spoiler alert, if those of you have not watched Game of Thrones, plug your ears. Okay. I totally called Daenerys and Jon episode 1. I sat down with my roommate and thought, oh, those two are getting together straight up. Like I knew it. And so when people are like freaking out, I was like, really? Of course that was going to happen. So anyway. Let's see. There's a cooking anime. I love cooking. In fact, one of my favorite YouTube channels is Cooking with a Dog, where it's this Japanese woman who just cooks with a dog next to her. And it's pretty great because I love to cook, particularly Asian cuisine. So I do a lot of Japanese, I'll do a lot of Vietnamese. And my favorite grocery store is Pan Asia, the Asian grocery store that's freaking massive. And so yeah, that's what I do. So the whole show is about incest. Yeah, it kind of is, which doesn't creep me out as much as I think it creeps other people out. And hold on before you freak out about that. Historically, people, married their siblings because they weren't like siblings that we have today in terms of they weren't raised super close together or whatever. Genetically, it's a dumb idea. And I personally think it's something I would never do that. And I think currently it's super weird given like all the people that are around. But in like small villages and stuff, like back in like Middle Ages, everyone was kind of related to each other and you couldn't really help but marry your cousin. And I don't think we should judge those people if they didn't have any other options but their cousin. So that's kind of how I feel about that. But I don't I don't necessarily feel like it's we have so many more options right today that incest should be not a thing. So, when what? What the heck? The cooking anime has a lot of climax scene? I don't even know what I know what that sounds like, but that's I'm just not gonna do something else. You married your sister. Well, there's a lot of other options on Earth. I would have suggested a different choice. So, oh, okay, I see. So people are like, "Oh, this is so good, this food." Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, my first anime that I ever watched, I'm not a bigot. It's, my opinion. There are other options out there. Be nice. Shimolo, however. Um, anyway, my first anime that I ever watched was when I was very, very young. There's actually a um video that you can watch where I talk about how my first crush was an anime character. It was a so Japan is historically not a very Christian country, and so there were they decided well a lot of people in Japan obviously watch anime, so these Christians decided to do a Bible based anime, and it was called Superbook. And I came from kind of a fundamentalist community when I was younger. I'm not in that community anymore, but it was but we watched our cartoons were things like Superbook. So I had a crush on King David when he was a young boy in the anime. So yeah, you remember that episode? So, oh my gosh, when I think about it, when I like went and like kissed the screen, like I vividly remember kissing the screen because I was such a dork. And let's be honest, if I found out that like my kids did something like that, I would think it's so cute. So they made a Buddha Jesus manga. I don't even know what that would look like, except I'm imagining a bearded man wearing a robe with a big belly. That's what's coming to mind. So, oh, you watched Prince of Egypt? I've actually never seen Prince of Egypt, ever. You had a crush on the Pink Power Ranger, which I've never seen. I wasn't allowed to watch Power Rangers or, Captain Planet or Ninja Turtles, or there's a lot of shows I was not allowed to watch. So that's why I watched a lot of documentaries. Like I watched a ton. um, oh, really? So I shouldn't watch the first episode? Jesus doing shopping? Shopping? Bleach. Maybe I don't think Bleach is going to make my top 5 this time. So yeah, there was a couple of reasons why I wasn't allowed to watch certain things. So they were either too violent or they were too a lot of the cartoons, it was because the children were disrespectful to their parents. That was a big thing. So that's and also I wasn't allowed to watch anything with magic in it or like princessy stuff until I was a little older because my parents didn't want me to run around in a tutu saying like I want to be a princess. They wanted me to say like I want to be a scientist. I want to I don't know, I want to be an astronaut. They exposed me to those types of things than like princessy things, which I actually appreciate. So, yeah, Bleach is boring and repetitive. Well, that is a ringing endorsement. Um, yeah, so I just Magnus Bride. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Yeah, I think currently I'm going to be doing Death Note. Um, I need Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Promised Neverland, Steins Gate, and I haven't figured out the next one. Oh my gosh. Is it Pino Pino or Pino Pino? Or Pino Pino? Question for any of you. I need someone who is fluent in Japanese who has good Japanese grammar, who can translate a paragraph of English into Japanese. If any of you are that person, or if you know anyone that could, please have them email me. My email is right here. It's very creative. berryreacts@gmail.com. Please, I really need someone who knows Japanese. It's for something totally unrelated to my channel. But I need someone who, needs to. I just need someone who can do that for me. You will have my eternal gratitude. So I don't know. It's literally like a paragraph that's this long. Like, it's not a big thing. So yes, it is the most creative email that you've ever seen. It's true. Yes, Marvel Man 100. I am still a teacher. I still teach high school biology. Actually, I teach freshmen. So most of my students are 14 and 15 years old, and they are super funny. And I would love to tell you hilarious stories of my students, but there's a protection thing there that I feel like wait, really? You were my teacher, or you were my teacher. I was your teacher? Oh, okay. Well, hello. Still a teacher. Yeah, but they're just high schoolers. They're so funny. Like, they're so funny. And that's something I'm really going to miss, is just the relationships and the conversations and the insanity that were and are my students. So, oh man. Well, great, Gabiru-sama. I might email me anyway, because I might need you for Arabic. So, yeah. I was tutoring kids last year. Teenagers are a handful. They so are. They so are. But I mean, it's, I'm trying to think. It's always an adventure, and I'm very, very, I get really exhausted by the end of the day. Like, I just do. I will say that, usually my craziest classes in terms of hilarity and just craziness, where people are like, "Rah, rah, rah," are first and seventh hours, like the very beginning of the day and the very end of the day. Things are just hilarious and enjoyable and crazy. So, do I model? No, I do not model. I am not the right type for that. I would be, and this is not me saying that I'm fat. This is not it. But I am not the right physique for models. They need people with like very, very long, beautiful legs. And I'm gonna be honest, I like to tell people I'm the Welsh corgi of humans. I have very tiny feet, so I guess I could be a foot model, but because of that, my arms and legs are just not really lanky, which was great in high school because that means fingertip length shorts or booty shorts. Um, but no, so I don't model. Let's see. Why is everyone from the EU in this chat? Well, maybe it's a time thing, because the EU is awesome. So yeah, I mean, it seems I was tutoring them in Arabic, history, mathematics. Students were easier to teach. Yes, I do think I was actually a preschool teacher once upon a time, and they were very like, oh my gosh, like, we're learning about roly-polies. And they were very excited. And high schoolers, I'm showing them this like wonderful, amazing world. And like several of them are just kind of, I'd rather be vaping, and it's like, come on, this is so great. So anyway, radio model. Yeah, I would actually like to get into voice acting. So I have some, I kind of annoy Chris with my kind of radio voice that I have sometimes. Well, welcome And I kind of sound, or I'll do GPS, like turn left in 30 feet. And so I don't know. I think it'd be kind of fun to be the voice of companies' voicemails. um, you can tell I'm a teacher by the way she talks in terms of like my diction or by the stuff that I talk about. I'm from England, which is not part of the EU now. Yeah, that whole thing is just a mess. And I'm just, we in America, we have our own issues. So I'm going to let you guys have your issues and we're going to have ours. Yeah. So sorry it's so late for you guys. So I think the next live chat I'm going to do is going to be at 10. For some reason, I'm going to space it 10 hours. And then there will be one time where I do one at 4 o'clock in the morning here. So it's for other people because I understand that I looked at my analytics and not everyone is, in my time zone. In fact, I have about 75% of you do not live in the United States, and which is great. I had one subscriber who is a 65-year-old woman from Poland. She is no longer a subscriber, and that makes me sad because she was the only, or maybe it's someone who had the wrong thing on their YouTube account. But yeah, I only had a handful of people from Poland, and there was one woman from Poland, and she was over 65, and it was funny. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, once you've been teaching, I've been teaching for 8 years, and once you've been teaching for a while, you get the teacher cadence. And my voice projects like so loud. In fact, when I get really excited about stuff, people down the hallway can hear me talking, and I'm not yelling. Someone asked me if I yell at my kids. I will get on to them about stuff, but I don't like to yell. But I do get really excited and shout about things like, I don't know, photosynthesis and mitochondria, those types of things. So I don't have to do it at 4 a.m. That's crazy. Yeah, but I still want to, I don't know. I'm doing this for me, but also for you guys. So I want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to, I have a live chat, I guess. And do I watch any other reactors? Not really. Mainly because actually I do watch Facts, the Irish people that eat random stuff. And I will watch some BuzzFeed things. But I don't watch anime reactors because I would rather just watch the anime myself and react to it. I just don't want things to be spoiled because I don't know what is. So that's the whole thing. And let's see. Someone asked me a question that I missed it. And neuroscience. Yes. Someone asked me a question about, what was the degree you had in neuroscience? Again, in neuroscience. Yes, it was, so the college I went to had a program where it was, psychology that was very neuroscience based and was fused with the biology that was really brain based. So most of my classes had to do with the brains. They fused. Behavioral neuroscience, psychopharmacology, learning and memory. I did cellular and developmental biology, which was probably my favorite class, where we focused a lot on gene expression in the brain. So we did brain chemistry and personality. That was another one. So yeah, that's what I studied. And I don't subscribe to BuzzFeed. I occasionally, if one pops up, I don't really watch much of BuzzFeed anymore just because I don't know, I just don't. But I would say historically, yeah, I've done that. I don't really subscribe to a lot of things because I'm not usually on YouTube all that often because I am either watching anime to react to stuff or I'm practicing piano. I play piano. I've been playing for, let's see, over 20 years. So yeah, so I'm doing my ceramics or whatever. So I don't watch a lot of YouTube. So How much do you love J-pop? Hey, Chris. Hi. My fiance is here. Oh my gosh. Hey, yes. How much do I love J-pop? Well, there's some. I love city pop. This really, really hot guy introduced me to the stuff called city pop. And there's Tatsuro Yamashita, I think is how you pronounce his name. He that stuff is pretty great. So yeah. Um, so that's really funny. Hey, Chris. I'll see you in a little bit and we'll have dinner. Let's see. With a admin who blocked me from commenting on a chat. So I stopped watching the YouTuber. Oh, okay. So, well, I like my admin person. Yes. Eduardo, don't hate him. He's wonderful. So and then let's say Katerina, do you listen to J Rock? No, I don't. And if you would love to send me some examples of like links of J Rock, I would love to. I'd love to be maybe I'd react to some J Rock if you would like, or if there's any ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, ridiculous, but if there's Japanese music videos or commercials or whatever, that is something that I would totally react to. Or Korean or any other country. So best guitarist. Okay. Yes, I'm a Royals fan. I'm not as much of a Royals fan as my friend Paula, who is a ridiculously huge Royals fan. In fact, they have an entire room that's just decked out in Royals stuff. But I do enjoy the Royals. And Chris, if you're still okay, love you. Bye. So anyway, yes, I am not really a Chiefs fan, but Chris is a Chiefs fan. So we both like the Royals, but I like the Royals more probably. So I'm Royals, he's Chiefs. Let's see. Barry's bullying you. Just give a signal and we'll save you. No, he's been doing all sorts of housework and stuff. So we're almost done remodeling the entire upstairs of his house. So he did most of it before we met, but we've been doing a lot of rooms and painting and yeah. Where did we meet? Where did I miss? Piano video. I will totally do a piano video, Daniel. I've been thinking about maybe learning some anime soundtrack pieces and recording those. I also will probably just record stuff that is just me playing. So I might do it at my parents' house though, because I have a grand piano there and it sounds a lot nicer than my upright. But yeah. So how we met. Let's see. So I met Chris at it wasn't a costume party. I'd come from a costume party and went to to a game night. And so I walked in costume. I was dressed as a Dutch girl with wooden clogs on. And anyway, my mom was born in Holland, Michigan. So we have the clogs from them. And so I walk in and this guy who was looking very nice and like jeans and a blazer sits down next to me and we start talking. And anyway, we talked about all sorts of nerdy things. And he's the one who told me about the dog show, Cooking with a Dog. And then he ended up asking me out on a date later. Unbeknownst to me, he had seen my picture on Facebook as a like, do you know this person? And he was like, no, but I intend to. And so we contacted some of our mutual friends, and our mutual friends set up that game night so that he could meet me. And then we met and we hit it off, and he's great. So yeah. I have not watched Sword Art Online. However, I actually have a student who's begging me to watch Sword Art Online, so I'm sure I would. Have I ever cosplayed as Hanji? No, but it's on a list of things I want to do. So I just haven't had the money to like buy stuff for cosplay. But maybe next year for Planet Comic Con in Kansas City, I will go around I will cosplay as Hanji. So I kind of want to cosplay as Hanji and then go rock climbing and rappelling because I just think that would be kind of fun to have like the swords out. So I have fun never winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I don't watch football a lot because I know too much about the CTE, the chronic traumatic encephalopathy, and every time I see them hit, I'm just like, oh my gosh, their brains are smashing into the front of their skulls and they are continually giving their frontal lobe damage. And it's just, I can't do it. It's super hard. And so I don't really watch football for that reason. So if I want the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl for Chris, because that would make him very happy. But for me personally, I couldn't care less. So my favorite Attack on Titan opening is like, what's the one that's da 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 da? Is that the first one? Because that's the one that I really like. And I actually started learning to play it on the piano. I got distracted though because I started playing some classical piece that I'm absolutely loving. So thank you, Genesis. I wish someone ever respect what I don't. I mean, you're human, so they should respect you. So that's all I have to say about that. Yeah. So do it again. So I will pick it up again, and I will learn to play it again. So I had like, it's just very. It's a good piece. So, yes, the first one's my favorite. Turkey. I actually had. I think it's Syrian, but Chris and our friend Brian, or not our friend, my friend, but Chris will become friends with him when he meets him because he's awesome and they're like the perfect. They're like the same person. But we had Syrian ice cream where it's like stretchy and like doesn't melt, and it was flavored with rose water and had pistachios on it. It was so good. Rose is one of my favorite flavors, actually. I love anything flavored with rose. In fact, one of my favorite desserts is nougat with roses. Like rose flavored nougat is just like, oh my gosh, I'm salivating just thinking about it. It's so good. Thank you, Amand. I totally thought I said almond at first. Amand. A more feelsy anime. I have not watched a more feelsy anime just because people have not been really requesting feelsy animes to the best of my knowledge. But I did enjoy, things like like I said, I really enjoyed Yuri on Ice, and I listened to the soundtrack of Yuri on Ice often. In fact, that's pretty much the soundtrack I use to do yard work. Which is kind of funny. I have not been to Europe. People have already asked me that, but don't worry. Yes, I've not been to Europe. I hope to soon. Chris wants to go to Iceland. He's already been there and he wants to take me so we can like sit in the hot springs, like the geothermal, like hot pools. And I desperately want to go to the oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm forgetting what it is. It's where essentially the two plates are meeting. The divergent plate boundary running horizontal or not laterally through the Atlantic Ocean. So whatever that's called, but I want to go there. And thank you. Yes, I used to hate my hair. My sister told me, thank you. Like, I actually used to teach earth science. So this is why it's so like ridiculous that I forgot. Yes, where the tectonic plates are meeting. So yeah, I used to hate my hair. My sister told me when I was little, I actually had a pixie cut. It was very, very short. And it's very textured. It doesn't look it, but it actually is. And so if you like picked up some of my hair, it would just kind of like stay there. And so she said I had pipe cleaner hair. which made me very insecure about my hair until I would say college. And then I was like, I'm rocking it. I love my hair. So thank you. Okay. Oh, okay. The Naruto, is it Shippuden? Naruto Shippuden soundtracks. Okay. Yeah, there's a SoundCloud of the of Yuri on Ice soundtrack, and then there's also like an anime soundtrack SoundCloud like compilation, and I will sometimes listen to that, and one of those is from Naruto, which I don't know what Naruto is about, but it looks like the guy has whiskers. So yeah. Um, I'm doing the Seven Summits 18. Oh, okay. One Piece, probably not. From what I understand, it's super long, and I dated a guy who was in love with One Piece, and I just watched a couple episodes, and I was like, I don't think this is for me. I don't love things that are super hammer spacey. Is that the term that people use? Why do I ignore you? Because there's so many people. That's why. I don't mean to ignore you. I just don't see you. um, yes, I love the channel banner that you made me. It was wonderful. I don't really have any intention of changing it. I mean, once maybe Attack on Titan is done, I might feel the need to like do another one, but I feel like I'm so much like Hanji that it suits me. So I don't want to change it. So um I'm not quite sure what this person is asking. I think he went through Google Translate and I don't know what he's saying, and that's sad. Okay, it's been retracted. um so I don't know the order I'm going to watch the first episodes in, but just be aware that that will happen. Now that I write it, you do read me. What, yes, I'm reading this. You seem kind of hostile, and I don't know why. Um, Violet Evergarden. I mean, because there is the one wild card essentially, and I will. If I don't add Violet Evergarden, it's not because I'm trying to, I guess, what's the term? Ignore your request. It's just because I don't know. I will pick something else. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Um, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just reading and commenting because that's yeah. Um, yeah, I'm really excited for I'm really looking forward to Attack on Titan starting. Like so excited. I don't know how you guys did it. I just don't. I don't want you to tell me anything about it. In fact, it's so funny. People when they find out that I do this, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you really need to watch this one." And then they start to like try to tell me what it's about, and I'm like, "So anything. I don't want to know a single thing because um I like to guess what the show is going to be about based on the title alone. For instance, Attack on Titan, totally thought it was going to be a sci-fi human versus robots on Saturn's largest moon, Titan. Totally not. But I think that's kind of a fun exercise. And so I do that with um everything that I read. I try to guess what it's about. I don't like to read the back cover of stuff. When I watch movies, I try not to find anything else about it. I just like to go based on the title. Um, have I ever read any manga? I have not. I have one